Welcome back to my experience here in Mythic Plus Keys with the Monk. My goodness. Yeah, so at the moment our gear is looking decently okay. We still have 4 blue items, and at the end of this video I did get one of those items extra, so pretty good stuff. But anyway, we already have our first death here. This is boss number 2. This is boss number 2. So yeah. This is not the boss yet. The boss will spawn after the 3 dudes here. I don't know why I have aggro, to be honest. The tank should always just stand on top of the ads. But yeah, someone disconnected, died, and reconnected at least, and released and came back. So a little bit slower on the deaths here. You can see also my DPS meter, I'm number 1 at the moment. So yeah, we're starting to do some pretty good damage, to be honest. But more on that a little later, I believe. Unfortunately, I have another death here from the guy on the bird. Boom. Died right in front of the portal, and we both stopped and rezzed. Guys, you should always let me res, because I don't have mana, right? I don't use any mana, so just let me res, dude. We have 2 more deaths here on the Chromie boss, so pretty unhappy about that, but you know, it is a pretty hard boss to figure out where to go, what to do. I noticed now, like way later, that I can actually just use a cooldown and remove that from me, right? What is it called? The roots, the big circle that come up, the affix, right? If you wanna get rid of it, you could just press my movement speed button, and I get rid of it. So I'll most probably make a macro for it to cost on me if I press that button while in combat. But yeah, pretty good stuff. So far, we have 2 extra deaths there, unfortunate, but yeah. And there we go, we timed the key, pretty straightforward, not too shabby. We have 4 deaths in total. This was a plus 10. You can see we plus 2'd it in total. 97 score. Total score right now is 1207. Pretty good stuff, to be honest. Let's get on to the next one. The next one we did was Warcraft Banner 11. I pretty much hate this when you are... like, you don't know where to go, like what to do. Is the tank pulling all the way out here? Is he staying in? Then if I attack now, will I have all aggro? Like, I don't know. I've done this place so many times, right? Warcraft Banner... like, I've played BFA for a pretty long time. This is unfortunate that, you know, tanks right now think it's better to pull out, but it's actually not. It's not safer. So normally what you do is, as a tank, you pull everything into a corner, and that corner is where you stay. Like, that's it. The reason being is because there's frontals happening from ads. Like, for me right now, this is an open field. I don't even know where the tank is. I could be hit by the frontal and just instantly die, right? Like, it's how it is. So it's hard to keep track of where the tank is. The tank keeps running around like a mad lad over here for some reason. I don't know. Like, this is not how you're supposed to do it. Honestly, like, put it into a corner. That's where you stay. If the guys use the drum or whatever, the bell, to silence you, you just run out of that, and then you run back into that corner. That is how you tank this, man. And then we had no more deaths until the end, so that's pretty good stuff. But yeah, that is definitely a tank difference right there. We got 1315 in total now, 108 IO extra. And you can see my DPS right now. We're sitting above 100,000 per dungeon now. Pretty phenomenal stuff, actually. Considering we are max level now, literally for 3 days. Gotta be honest, man, this is one of the hardest bosses here in this dungeon. I didn't check which key it is. I'm sorry. I always get confused between Rise and Full, because their names is just so easy, like, to overlap. But yeah, we already have 1 death here. Second death is on its way, and there we go. It's the healer, completely dead. I'm pretty sure you want to stay in the plus speed, because that's where you also get more damage done. I'm not too sure. And then it's pretty tough because you need to go the opposite way around. I burned all my cooldowns here in hope to stay alive. Oof, dude, this is not cool. And there we go. We stayed alive. I'm busy healing myself here. I'm like, dude, where's the healer? Please. I have some overtime damage now. So this was a plus 11 key. We got hit by the orbs twice, but we survived. You know what I'm saying? And then I died here. Not too sure what happened. Maybe, yeah. Maybe I prematurely attacked and the tank didn't have aggro yet and I just died. So yeah, I need to mark the tank and always stay where they are because I lost a lot of DPS there. So the guy was outside of the circle, the hunter, and he's supposed to be in the circle of Chromie. Got 3 people killed and then it was obviously a team wipe. I wanted to use Shadow Melt here. I was like, why is this guy not using a Shadow Melt? And then I was like, oh, it's a troll. It's a troll. It's not a Night Elf. I forgot in retail you can actually play a lot of different classes. And then the second time around we actually did the key in time and yeah. So we got a 108 IO here. You can see my score is starting to become blue. +3 score on that. Pretty nice stuff, even though we had a full wipe at the end there. So yeah, next one. Next game we got into was Everbloom 11, and this is the only death we have, I think, in the whole run. He stood unfortunately in front where he shouldn't. Unfortunately, our dragon just died there. I don't know if it's the only death. I think it is. I'm not too sure. But other than that, run went pretty okay. Yeah, I just checked. This was the only death we had the whole run, so didn't even need B-res to be honest. You know what I'm saying? So there we go. Another key done in time. We got 108 score in total of that. We're now sitting on 1639 score. And yeah, on to the next one, dude. You can see my DPS there in the bottom right, guys. We were 3rd on DPS, but we are above 100 every time. The next key I got invited for was an Everbloom 14, and I just don't understand this. The tank, I don't know what he's doing, but the tank, if he doesn't have aggro, if he doesn't lose aggro, since I died a lot to that also, he just dies. Look at that. He insta dies there. Caused me to die also. I try to get away, but dude, I don't know what he's doing wrong, but he's not tanking. So that's once, and this is twice. I got away with at least like 5 HP, trying to keep them in combat. The tank releases. He's like, okay, we're right at the entrance. He gets back, he gets aggro, and then he instantly dies again. So there, I'm dead. We're sitting on 14 deaths because the tank dies. This is like, I don't know. It is what it is, man. This is the next pull. This is the next ad group, and he dies again. Then the DK dies instantly. Then I'm dead instantly. So this is the very next pull. Yeah, so someone left also. This tank is absolutely terrible. And you know what? The tank complains about the DK's damage. The DK's DPS. That's what's funny to me. Like, you can't tank, and then you blame the damage. So next key I got into was Warcraft mana 13. And then I think I have a death here somewhere. We'll see now. This is why we're recording here. Yeah, I got lasered. Didn't get kicked. Oh, you can't kick that. It's unkickable. So I had to get healed, and I wasn't. You can see right now that the healer is out of mana as well, so it does make sense that I didn't get healed. I also changed my DPS meter here in the bottom right, so you guys can see the overall DPS with the current DPS also. That's also something I changed. But yeah, it's kind of far away. Yeah. And it seems also to be the only death we had the whole run. Was pretty much when the healer was completely. Other than that, smooth run. We see my DPS is still above 100,000. Pretty good stuff, actually. I'm very happy about this. And we got this ring, if I'm not mistaken. It's a verse main stat ring, so that's pretty good stuff. So next key we got invited for was a 14, and still I don't know what this is. I have aggro, you can see that's why the ads or the health bars is red. I died there because, yeah, the tank doesn't have aggro. I got the aggro for some reason. Anyway, I think the tank ran after the guy to kick, and then he technically got us killed. I don't think it's the same group though, even though we still have a priest as a healer. But yeah, my damage is starting to show pretty good stuff. We're getting there slowly. Very happy about this, about the progress we have in 3 days, so. Unfortunately, the healer died twice, but not much to talk about there. I still blame the tank for that, but anyway, over here you can see the healer is not healing the warrior for some reason. Maybe the healer is not close. No, the healer is close. Just not healing. Okay. So there's another death there. More than enough time to heal someone, but just never did. So very scary stuff here, seeing that you have healers like this in your party. Pretty bad. Pretty bad stuff. On to the next death of Doom. So we have another death here. That guy was marked with an X, and then he ran in the weirdest pattern ever and got himself killed. At least he got himself killed and let anyone else pay for his mistake. Because it's very easy for you to die here. So I'm running away, trying to get out of combat. I think I used... it's on cooldown. He pulled the next group. I think I'm still not in combat, so I'm rezzing. And then I somehow got in combat. So it's really unfortunate that he pulled the ads towards me. I would have been able to res him for sure. I just told him, like, dude, just release, please. Then I just insta-died here trying to move that guy. Yeah, I got one shot. Like from 100 to 0 real quick. Yeah, Chromie, we didn't have a death. On this guy, I believe we also didn't have a death. So, pretty good stuff. We did this key in time. 14. Which one is this? Can I read the name of the dungeon somewhere? It doesn't show, right? We have 1783 total IO right now. Plus 56 score. So pretty good stuff, man. We are getting some good gear. Well, getting some good IO, I would say. The next key we got into is Throne of the Tides, 15. We have 5 deaths. I started the recording late. I'm so sorry about that. But yeah, we already have 5 deaths, and I can't really talk about the deaths because I'm not too sure what it could be. But yeah, it felt like we boosted this guy completely. The Shaman. The Shaman has 0 DPS. It's currently his key. That's a plus 15. It's dying like every time, so maybe he has less gear than I have. I'm not entirely sure. This is just kind of weird. So it's kind of funny. I think all 7 deaths we have right now is from the same person. It's from the Shaman. It was so bad that he said, "Listen, guys, my gear is red. I need to go repair." So he went to repair. And now his overall DPS is lower than the tanks. It's kind of insane. I'm also very surprised that we actually did this in time, right? We got a plus 11, plus 1 actually. We plus 1 the key. 1852 key, sorry, IO right now. It was just ridiculous. This enhancement shaman got carried so badly, to be honest. He had no idea. We still timed his key. So pretty cool stuff, actually. So the first boss almost wiped us. because of how many orbs go through. Oh, I missed that one. So that's pretty bad. Then we body pulled extra ads, and I was like, oh my goodness. Burn all cooldowns, just try your best. Just try your best to kill this boss. But we need to kick the star, right? So I'm like, okay, let's try AoE Splash, because my AoE is pretty good. I try to move that guy. We got the boss killed, so that's great. And then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna keep these ads here. And then the tank is like, no, I don't want to keep the ads here. We need to split up the caster from the rest. I'm like, tank? Like, this key was really bad for me. And it's because of the tank. The tank is tapping that S button the whole time, acting like all the ads is gonna move with you the whole time. I don't know if he's new to tanking, but that's not how you tank. I'm sorry, but like, your job, you have two jobs, right? Well, more than two, but like the main two jobs you have is to keep the aggro, right? That is job number one. And number two is keep the ads grouped. Like, that's literally two stuff you have to do on every pull. Like, there is more jobs you have, right? Like, you have to know the pathing, you have to know which ads to kill for percentage. But overall, like, if you don't know anything else, that is your two jobs. Every group you go into, keep the ads grouped, right? Stop moving like a retard, and then keep aggro. Like, that is your two jobs. And if you fail at one of the two jobs, the key will be a lot slower, even if you don't know the path. So all you have to do is not move. Keep the ads grouped. My goodness. It's so funny also. The mage is like, I'm gonna bloodlust this boss. We're like, okay, cool. Yeah, that's fine. And then he bloodlusts the ad before the boss. He bloodlusts right here. I'm like, bro, this is not the boss. Oh my goodness. This is like a mini boss before the boss spawns, dude. Oh my goodness. We have another death here. This is a Chromie fight. The Chromie fight is the next death we have. I think, yeah, we caused a rebirth on him, and I think he just died at the next hide and seek thingy. So we have two deaths here. So one, I'm pretty sure it's because he's not running through the times there, right? The circles. Dragging your ad through the circle there is what's preventing this from happening. Yeah, it took me a while to also realize that, but... And then also we have another death here. Surprise, surprise. It's our healer. I don't know how the healer died, to be quite honest. But the healer died. And I told them not to release. I will tell them when to release. Oh, the healer most probably died because of hide and seek. There it is, green. Like, I wish I know how to ping. I don't know how to ping yet. So there are healers then. But yeah, I told them not to release, so they didn't. Pretty good stuff. Then we had another death here on the final boss, but it's okay, dude. It's okay. The key is done in time. We got a +6 there in IO score. We +1 the key. Pretty good stuff, actually. I'm getting very close to the +18 keys. That's where the good gear starts to drop anyway, right? When you get the hero gear. So right now I got a trinket, man. I'm very, very happy of this trinket. It's not that great, to be honest, but it is, like you can see there, I still walk around with blue trinkets, man. It's crazy. So very, very happy that we're at least getting that increased agility. That's going to help quite a bit. Next key we got into was the Everbloom. I think it's a 13, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know how a mage dies here, guys. Like, I don't know how you take damage from this boss. Oh, he stood in the roots, got res or something, and stood back into the roots again. Oh, he got B res but never accepted. Like, I don't know, man. This fight became extremely long because we had a death somehow on a DPS standing on roots. Like, I don't understand it. But anyway, in bug. Okay. I've never seen this bug before. I'm trying to use my what's it called? My death touch or whatever it's called on the ads because it does AoE damage. It's the only way for me to actually do high damage here. I'm trying to prevent some balls from going in, but at the end of the day, like, I feel like the other DPS has a better chance of doing it. But yeah, this boss stayed up way longer than it should have. Seems like we have another 2 deaths here. I was instantly slapped. 1-shot death. And then I think someone else died there also in that same pool. I'm just going to skip a bit forward. Yeah, so the healer died. No idea how the healer dies here. Maybe spin up. Yeah, he had to, yeah, look at those spins, dude. Goodness. 3 of them on top of each other. That had to be where the healer was. So somehow I got aggro on this group here. And I try to get rid of the aggro, but the tank, I don't know, the tank is not using nameplates, or he just doesn't care that someone's walking away from him. That death right there is easily avoidable by just a taunt. There we go, we got it, dude. We've got a +7 score there with Mythic rating. Keystone +2, so we +2'd it. Pretty good stuff. I didn't know my IO was so low, actually, man. My IO score that I got from this. It's pretty weird. Only a +7. But it is only a 12 key, but still. I think most keys are done now above 11. So I want to try and get to that 18 mark so we can actually get better loot, better gear. Anyway, guys, this is where the party is going to end. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day supporting the channel. If you want to support it a little bit more, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Also, check out the link in the description to go to our beautiful, magnificent Twitch page and check out what we do there, live in action. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.